There are over 40 million miles of roads on planet Earth. And yet, only a tiny handful of them are so extraordinary, so visually overwhelming, so emotionally transformative, that driving them changes the way you see the world forever. The question is, do you know which ones they are? In the next 10 minutes, we are going to take you on a journey across continents, through deserts and mountain passes, along coastlines that look like they were painted by hand. We will cover the routes that seasoned travelers rank above everything else, reveal the one road that most people completely overlook despite it being arguably the most dramatic drive on the planet, and explain exactly why road trips, done right, are genuinely different from any other form of travel. Let us start with a little context. The modern road trip is barely a century old. Before the automobile became widely accessible in the early 1900s, long-distance travel meant trains, horses, or ships. But when Henry Ford made the Model T affordable for ordinary Americans in 1908, something fundamental shifted. People began to move differently. They began to explore differently. By the 1920s, the concept of driving for pleasure, not just necessity, had taken root in America and was slowly spreading across the world. The first true road trip culture emerged along Route 66 in the United States. Commissioned in 1926 and stretching 2,400 miles from Chicago to Santa Monica, California, Route 66 became the physical symbol of American freedom. During the Dust Bowl era of the 1930s, hundreds of thousands of displaced families drove its length seeking a better life westward. John Steinbeck called it the Mother Road. And while much of the original highway has been bypassed by modern interstates, the segments that survive remain deeply moving to drive. You pass through small diners frozen in time, neon signs that still flicker at dusk, and vast stretches of the Mojave Desert where the silence is so complete it feels sacred. But road trips are not an American invention alone. They are a human instinct. And as the global road network expanded through the 20th century, extraordinary drives began appearing on every continent. The Pacific Coast Highway in California is consistently ranked among the most beautiful drives in the world, and it earns that reputation with absolute honesty. Stretching roughly 655 miles along the California coastline, Highway 1 winds between Los Angeles and San Francisco with the Pacific Ocean dropping away on one side and rugged cliffs rising on the other. The most dramatic section runs through Big Sur, where the road narrows and the views become almost hallucinatory in their beauty. Fog rolls in from the ocean in the morning, burning away by midday to reveal water that shifts from silver to deep blue in real time. It is the kind of drive where you stop the car every 20 minutes because you simply cannot keep moving without acknowledging what you are seeing. Now here is what most people do not talk about when they discuss great road trips. The journey itself is only half the equation. The other half is the specific quality of solitude or companionship that a road trip creates. Unlike flying or taking a train, driving gives you control of time. You stop when you want. You linger. You eat at a roadside place with no reviews. That freedom is the actual product being sold, and the road is just the platform it runs on. Nowhere is that feeling more concentrated than on the Ring Road of Iceland. Officially known as Route 1, this 828-mile loop circles the entire island and delivers a level of landscape variety that is almost unfair. In a single day of driving, you can move from geothermal steam vents to black sand beaches, from dense birch forests to glaciers that spill directly onto flat plains. Iceland has fewer than 400,000 residents, and large sections of the Ring Road carry almost no traffic. You can drive for an hour and see nothing but lava fields and the occasional Arctic fox crossing the road ahead of you. It is one of the last places on Earth where a road trip genuinely feels like exploration rather than tourism. Crossing into Europe, the Amalfi Coast Road in southern Italy offers something entirely different. This drive, clinging to cliffs above the Tyrrhenian Sea between Sorrento and Salerno, is only about 30 miles long. But it delivers more drama per mile than almost any other road in the world. The road was carved into the cliffside in the 9th century and barely widened since. Buses and cars squeeze past each other on corners with sheer drops below. The villages of Positano, Ravello, and Amalfi appear suddenly, cascading down the cliff face in layers of white and yellow architecture. If you have ever seen a photograph of a Mediterranean village and thought it looked too beautiful to be real, those photographs were almost certainly taken here. But beauty is not always the defining quality of a great road trip. Sometimes it is scale. And for pure, overwhelming scale, nothing on Earth compares to driving through the Canadian Rockies on the Icefields Parkway. This 144-mile stretch between Banff and Jasper in Alberta is a road that runs through an area so geologically extreme that it feels like another planet. Turquoise glacial lakes appear without warning. Mountain peaks over 11,000 feet line both sides of the highway. The Columbia Icefield, one of the largest nonpolar ice fields in the world, is visible directly from the road. Wildlife sightings on this drive are not occasional treats, they are routine. Elk, bears, mountain goats, and wolves are all regularly seen from the road itself. Park officials actually ask drivers to stop and turn off their engines when bears are feeding near the highway. Here is a question worth sitting with. Why do these particular roads produce such consistent, powerful reactions in the people who drive them? The answer, according to research in environmental psychology, is that human beings respond to what scientists call prospect and refuge. We are neurologically wired to feel a combination of excitement and safety when we have a wide view ahead and a sense of protected space around us. A car on a mountain road, or a cliffside highway, with vast open vistas ahead and the enclosed structure of the vehicle itself, triggers exactly this response. The road trip feeling is not just romantic sentiment. It is biology. Moving to South America, the Carretera Austral in Chilean Patagonia is the road that most travelers overlook, and it is possibly the most dramatic drive on the planet. Stretching 770 miles through some of the most remote terrain in the southern hemisphere, this road passes through temperate rainforests, alongside fjords, under hanging glaciers, and over rivers so clear they look like green glass. Large sections of the route are still unpaved. The infrastructure is minimal. Some ferry crossings are required because there are no bridges. And that rawness is exactly the point. The Carretera Austral is a road trip that requires preparation, patience, and genuine commitment, and it rewards all three with scenery that has no comparison. The final route worth highlighting is one that has seen a dramatic increase in international attention over the last decade. The Karakoram Highway in Pakistan, stretching from Islamabad to the Chinese border at an elevation that peaks at over 15,000 feet, passes through terrain so vertical and extreme that building it took 20 years and the lives of nearly 900 workers. The drive crosses the Karakoram mountain range and provides views of K2, the world's second highest peak. Entire valleys appear below you as you wind upward. It is a road that makes you feel genuinely small, not in a frightening way, but in the way that reminds you how extraordinary the physical world is and how fortunate you are to be moving through it. Every road on this list shares one quality. They all ask something of you. They ask for your attention, your patience, your willingness to be present. In return, they offer something that no flight, no resort, and no city break can replicate. They offer the sensation of moving through the world at the speed the world was made to be experienced. The greatest road trips are not about the destination. They never were. Before you go, if you learned something valuable today, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to TravelSphere for a brand new video every single day. We will see you in the next one.